Did you just say, "Can I quote you on that?" Let's do this. Over my time on YouTube, I'd said various things in various places. YouTube comments, blog posts, the like. And they were, I thought, good thoughts, but not enough for a whole video. I've been collecting them together for a while, and it seemed worth putting them together in a compilation vid. Here we go. What people actually believe is what matters to how they'll actually behave. Their scripture is not the important part. And showing them that their belief is not warranted by attacking faith and replacing it with facts instead is what will eliminate religion. It's that simple. And the people who believe no less ridiculous things but pick and choose the nicer parts of their dogma are still religious, still members of that same religion. They're just less nasty is all. I still oppose them. It's just less urgent than the religious fanatics. I advocate nuance over tarring everyone in a religion with the same brush, and I hope you do too. If the people in Scripture disagree, it's the people I'm going to care about and pay attention to. They're the ones who can hurt, help, hope, and heal. Scripture is just bad sci-fi fantasy. People are thinking, feeling beings who can help or hurt other thinking, feeling beings. Which would you concentrate on? The point is that religious dogma isn't true, or at least isn't proved so with evidence, and requires faith to believe and follow. As such, dogma can also be rationalized to be better or worse than its actual content. Dogma doesn't matter nearly as much as human interpretation of it, and human action regarding it. That's what really matters. Faith, the religious belief without proof kind of faith, leads us to act on incomplete, wrong, or even wholly made-up information. I'd like to think the dangers of that are self-evident. Imagine if people built a nuclear reactor based on faith instead of facts. Imagine a doctor performing surgery based on what felt right instead of what was medically sound. And so on. So why should we assume that a deity exists and expect certain behaviors of us and build the universe in certain specific ways without some pretty damned ironclad information to that effect? Faith is bad because it encourages us to be satisfied with not enough information. Conscience is subjective. It dwells in us, in our brains. It is not objective because it is not independent of minds. It is not universal. It does not exist outside of personal perspective. That's the only relevant criterion here. When we enforce our morality, we are enforcing our personal, subjective perspective, regardless of whether it is our personal conscience, our opinion, or whatever else you want to call it. The point is that it is not universal, and it does not exist outside our brains. Shoulds are subjective. Shoulds are opinions. I can only tell you that there are moral rules that I personally would like to see enforced, and thankfully there are many who agree with me. But should? A universal should to which we are all beholden regardless of whether or not we agree? That doesn't exist. Thinking does not equal truth, nor does it necessarily equal logic and reason. Keep in mind that imagination is also thought. If the number of gods you believe in is less than one, then you're an atheist, no matter what else you might be. Until next time, fellow space travelers. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar, along with a link to my Zazzle store. Buy a t-shirt today. I'd rather be an atheist smartass than a religious dumbass.